What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Faithful Trainer podcast, where we take guests through workouts while asking them questions about their faith. Today's guest, I'm with my boy here.
Hey, Ron, man, here to train with faith. Let's get it.
Let's go.
Yeah. How did I have this high ambition and get here? How did I have these good intentions for my life and get here?
So we're gonna go ahead and start his workout by just getting his shoulders involved. We are gonna be doing a full body upper workout today, so we want to just do a proper warm up with his shoulders before we're getting underneath the bar. We're gonna go ahead and do thumbs up here. Hands are gonna be close, choking up on the band. And then all you're gonna do, right, is you're gonna pull that band apart. And I just really want that back coming together. So go ahead and pull. And I want you to imagine them shoulders coming down, right? Good. Now go ahead and pull that band. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Go ahead and rep out like 8 more.
Well, I don't think I've ever done this before.
How does it feel?
That was good.
Yeah. So that front of the shoulder is what was bugging you, right?
Yeah, it's my left one. I feel like I'm getting that. Like, you know how you need some tension that's like good for the body? Like, I haven't had that on this side in a long time.
Well, and also, you're a barber, right, Aaron?
Yeah, so I cut with my left arm.
Okay.
And I've been back in the field again. So like, I do substitute days teaching at Impact Academy. And I also do other influencer content with barbering. But there's a few days a week that I go to the barber shop and cut to keep my skills sharp, and also to build relationships in the city. And at this time in my career, after being in it about 30 years, yeah, there's some wear and tear on these joints.
Awesome, let's go, one more time.
So that's why like fitness is like essential, man. Like, staying in shape. A lot of people in our industry, I won't say a lot, but there are some that just don't prioritize fitness. You think it's part of the beauty culture that like health and wellness would be like neck and neck with it, but it's not always like that. How did you get into training?
Yeah, so I got into training, man, through wrestling. That was kind of the first time in my life where I noticed that health and fitness was gonna be more for me than just looking good, right? Of course, the very first reason why I got into the gym was because I wanted to impress girls, right? I wanted attention, of course. I always loved YouTube, so there's some inspiration from seeing guys with great muscles, and I was a huge fan of Arnold, so seeing his body and saying like, wow, like that looks so cool. I would love that, but I never thought I could have that, right? And so for me, wrestling was kind of that first point, I'd say. So difficult, right? Going through wrestling practice, man, really taught me how strong the mindset actually is. And that just kind of translated into the gym. And then for me, it became an outlet, right? Just with all the heartbreaks that I was going through in my life, all of everything, man, that gym, for me, it became an outlet. And it became honestly an addiction after that, man. But that's kind of where it started for me, I'd say, my man.
Nah, I definitely relate to that, because like, yeah, you want to look aesthetically pleasing, yeah, you want to be healthy, but this like, it increases your mental toughness too. Like having that discipline day over day, week over week, but like getting to the gym and like opening that front door is like the real fulfillment, you know what I'm saying? Because some days it's hard, some days it's rough. Like some days the covers feel too good, you don't want to get up. But you not only are getting up and doing it, but you're helping other people get up and do it. And that's big, man.
That's awesome, Aaron.
Including me.
Absolutely, man. Can I actually ask you a question? You'd said something about mindset and how, in your industry, being a barber, taking care of your body is super helpful. How is the gym, how has fitness helped your mindset?
Well, I realized over time that I was serving people. So at first I was selfish, because like I got into the barber industry due to like desperation. I couldn't get haircuts, so like, haircuts just wasn't a priority for my family, you know what I mean? Like the money issues and things like that. So like, I started cutting my own hair than people in my neighborhood, and then that eventually led me to the barber shop. But I got there like focused on, getting the money, learning the skills, but making the money. And it burned me out to the point where I was just like, make the money, eat the fast food, drink this, smoke this. Like my social values were just all over the place. And then I realized like over the course of time that, I have to serve people. You know, like serving, I'm giving people so much of me that I'm losing myself within it. So then I had to like, you know, dial back, cut off the bad influences, cut some of the vices and the addictions and stuff like that, and then really focus on like building myself up. And once I did that, you know, it allowed me to build a barbershop, and then that success just compounded. Like I was more than just the person that was servicing the customers, I was servicing the community.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, no doubt. It's a true story.
Dude, no, I'm actually curious about that. You said that you did not have enough money in your family to be able to get a haircut, and you had to teach yourself how to cut hair.
Yeah, from like the age of 8 to the age of, I want to say from 8 to about 15, self-taught. Like I would like, you know, piggyback with some of my friends that go to the barbershop and just watch. But we didn't have YouTube. We didn't have like the resources and the information back then that the kids do today. We didn't even have barber schools in my community, bro. So like, you know, I just had to like rely on my instincts as an artist and just like knowing the results that I wanted to see and like just chipping away this way, that way until I got there.
Aaron, where's your community? Where are you from?
I'm from Buffalo, New York, the east side of Buffalo, man. That's where I'm from.
Very cool. And what was life like growing up in the east side of Buffalo?
Jeez, I mean, east side of Buffalo was rough, bro. Like, I'm from the projects. Like, it's crazy because, like, a lot of people meet me today and don't really know, like, the humble beginnings that I come from. There's a lot of things that went on in my community that are disparaging, man. Like, it hurts to say. It's heartbreaking to even mention some of the stuff that went on, you know, during my youth. But I was able to navigate my way through it due to, like, the influence of my father. He was a strong influence, and my grandmother, who was an influence too, you know? So like, I took different pieces from different people along the way when I was growing up. And, you know, family values are real big. For me, I had a myriad of different examples to choose from. Some good, some bad.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Oh man, no doubt.
Okay, so this next exercise, we're gonna go band and face pull. Exactly. There we go. Let's go.
You can't underestimate you wrestling guys, man.
I don't know about that. Yeah, there we go. And it's just a short range of motion.
It looks like I don't have much of a range.
That will actually show us maybe the potential reason why this shoulder joint is having something, right?
Oh yeah, dude, everything with this left hand. And I'm like the only left-handed barber that I know.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I don't know.
Left-handed barbers aren't real, like in the game?
Dude, even at school, the students, right-handed, the shop, right-handed. I've always been on teams with only right-handed barbers.
Let's go on the other side here. Let's see the difference in the range of motion, if there is any. Yeah, see? But it's the strength. It's the strength, right?
Well, this is the strong, dominant side.
Yeah. But that was like, bro, that was super easy for you. On this side, you're a little bit cognizant.
The world is watching. Let's go.
Up.
It's like
you got to
against the force, like.
How did those things shape you, man? Like growing up from Buffalo, like what would be like the biggest lesson for anyone that has grown up in a challenging time, Section 8, projects, whatever it may be? What would be one lesson to maybe a kid that is growing up in that situation now? What would you say to that kid?
When we first start off, like we have dreams and ambitions before society tells us otherwise. Before, you know, your folks tell you you'll never make it, or the teacher tells you you're not gonna be anything, or your friends tell you you'll never do that. That definiteness of purpose, whatever it is that you wanna do, within reason, you know what I'm saying? Like I always had high ambitions of like artistry, like creativity. And I was always able to like express my creativity, you know, drawing pictures or making comic books or even making music, things like that. But there was always that voice of doubt, you know, there was always those limiting beliefs. And at times I listened to those. At times I allowed that to compromise my art, you know? And if you allow like things to happen to you and then you go into like a mode of like guilt and shame, like you'll lose that real sense of self, that real definiteness of purpose. And it's easy to lose, you know what I'm saying? It's like, once you got it, hold on to it, don't compromise it, don't let nobody tell you anything else. Like when you look at the greats that are like super like successful, people thought they were crazy. People thought they were wild. Like we gotta be able to be wild, be different, be outliers. And if you're like amongst a group of people that are thinking a certain way and you think different, continue to think different. You know what I'm saying? It's tough.
How did you find that purpose? Like, did this purpose just come out of a cloud somewhere? How do you know?
I'm still finding it now. I mean, look at the leap from Buffalo to Austin. So like, I achieved a lot of dreams came true while I was there. But it was like the more higher I would go, I would reach glass ceiling, glass wall. Even still, in my 30s and 40s, people telling me that ain't gonna work. This, that, you know. But what I've learned is that like people that lie and cheat and steal and people that are jealous, they can't create. You know what I'm saying? So as long as you like stick to your definiteness of purpose, whatever it is that you want to do, whatever way you want to exert your creativity, nobody can stop that because you'll always be able to create. Like, I'm in creative mode now. Like, I'm starting a game. So like, I've gone through this barber game from service provider to owner to instructor, and now I'm going into a game that can help people pass the exam, like something that's interactive, like taking it to a totally whole nother level. It's in development and manufacturing right now. That's what this is Barber Cheat Codes. That's what this is.
It's super cool.
Right? But if I listen to like, you know, those people that like said I would never make it, then they'd be like, a game? You gonna make a game? Who's gonna make it making a game? Like, no, you just a barber. Just go cut, you know, just go to the barber shop. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, there's no limit to what we can do, right? Like if somebody told you, yo, a podcast where you training people, what? You gonna be famous, you gonna wrestle? Like, come on, you gonna listen to those people?
No, of course not. Of course I'm not gonna listen to that, right? Because for me, I'm gonna listen to God, right? I feel like that backs that question, whereas I think everyone has this question, Aaron, and I think you would agree that what is our purpose? I think most of us have that question.
Yeah.
And going back to that little boy who grew up in Buffalo, you might have not known what your purpose was, but you'd said something interesting. You said that the artistry and the creation and the ability to be able to create, that was an escape for you. That was an outlet, right?
So it was an escape for me and it was an outlet, but I can't omit that. I can't take away the humble beginnings. I can't take away the struggle because purpose came from that pain. You know, so like if I didn't have certain family members that went through troubles, or if I didn't, you know, grow up with the mayonnaise sandwiches or heating the house with the oven or broken windows or stolen this and that, whatever, you know, there's a lot of stuff. If I didn't experience those things, then maybe I would not have the grit and the grind to like withstand what's at the next level. Cause like, you know, you go through the petty street wars and stuff like that. But then once you like break out of that, you want to start a business, you want to grow in a community, you know, there's another level of conflict and challenge that comes with that. And the power-ups that you used in the streets, you know, don't work there. You can't just go to war with the mayor and go to war with the councilman and go to war with the, you know, the other business owners or whatever, you know. So it's like, even the corporate world. So like, yeah, we should be mindful of like what we're going through, meaning that it's a test for the next level.
That's so cool. So for you to be able to find your purpose, it comes from you actually having awareness.
Well, see, like we gotta study our own patterns and trends. So it's like, yo, if you look at, first of all, you look at your influences, you know, what are the common themes, what are the success clues that they're leaving behind? But when you look back at your life and look at your own patterns and trends, you can find like, hey, there's a common theme in how I handle this one conflict. There's a common theme in how I respond to success. Now you have enough source material to make like data-driven decisions going forward. Boom, if I get up every morning and I meditate, if I get up every morning and I pray, if I, you know, go these places, I spend time, you know, at the place of worship more often. If I spend time around these type of people, you know, these are the results that I'll have. If I spend more time working out, you know, like, and it's like when you say this stuff to certain people, it sounds like Chinese.
Yeah.
Because mainstream media leads people to believe that like, you know, it's easy. They want the instant gratification. And you don't get nothing instant here. You don't get nothing instant here. You don't get nothing instant here either. Everything that I said I'm going through from like, you know, jail, addiction, this, that, boom, 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 boom. You know, now I'm at an age where I got the level of wisdom to now, you know, I'm not gonna like, these things aren't going to be impressionable upon my kids and my family. I'm going to be more mindful in the mate that I choose going forward.
Of course.
You know, I'm going to be more mindful of like the family values I implement going forward so that I don't keep repeating the cycle. Because when I talked about habits and trends, I not only studied my own habits, but I studied, the habits and trends of the people that raised me, and I saw common themes, bro. How was grandma? How was mom? How was my father? How was my uncle? How was, what was their lifestyle like? What type of world did they grow up in? How did they handle this? Boom. How did I handle this? Boom. Now I'm seeing the common themes. Now I see the common themes, take the good and leave the bad, and we're moving ahead now.
That's so good, man. That's so good. I absolutely love that.
You're in the turning point. Yeah. Turning, right? Yeah. I'm hinging from the hips like I'm pulling my belt loop back. As soon as I come forward, I'm dragging the belt, sinking my glutes, pushing to sink the glutes, and push through. Find up, down. I rocked it up, got back. Yeah, 21. Come on. 3, 4. Out of what? What's fast and what's good? I can't wait for this one.
I know we've been talking a little bit about faith and how you have come to your faith, but can you unpack that a little bit, man? Like, how did you come to believing in God? Were you brought up with it, or?
Yeah, so like, when it comes to that, like, it's like a broken piece of glass, because like, my grandmother was into the church, my mom was a non-practicing Christian, my dad was a practicing Muslim, and his family, my dad's family, actually had a church. So I definitely grew up around a lot of faithful people, but with living with different people, I have conflicting spiritual values and family values growing up.
Wow.
So like, I had exposure to a lot of different faiths, Christianity, Jehovah's Witness, Islam, and even like some of the subsects of Islam.
Really?
And once I got it, yeah, so like,
wow.
And then when I was like with everybody, like I was, practicing, like my mom practicing. But she was more like with the pagan holiday Christian type, you know what I'm saying? My grandmother was really more with the book and the Bible, the spirituality.
Okay.
And obviously my dad was with the Islam.
Islam, yeah.
So it took for me to like grow up and become an adult to really figure out like what worked best for me. And once I like studied and did the knowledge, I leaned more toward the Islam, because like in my daily lifestyle, it gives me way more accountability. Like I'm up at the mosque every morning praying. And I actually got prayer today, Friday prayer, on the date that we're doing this. Friday prayer, right?
So just to clear up, so that way I understand, because like, dude, this is the first time that even you and I have been talking about God and I would say religion. You say that you would lean more towards Islamic religion.
No, I'm a practicing Muslim for sure.
Okay, very, very cool. And that influence mostly came from your dad.
Yeah, it began with him.
Okay.
Once I was active in the community and, praying and reading the Quran on my own, that's when I made the decision.
Okay, very good. Cool. And just curious, with like Islam, you guys obviously believe in Jesus, but as in Christianity, we believe that Jesus is the Trinity, right? So we believe that Jesus is God, right? We have the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Whereas in Islam, you guys don't believe that Jesus is God, correct?
No. We don't believe he's God. We don't believe he's the Son of God. We believe Allah is one with no partners. And Allah and God means the same thing. The religion was revealed in Arabic. So Allah is one of the attributes of God. So the same one God that the Christians praise, the same one God that the Jews praise is Allah.
Okay, very interesting. Sorry for me clearing it up, but that's how I
it's all good.
would like to learn.
I love these conversations. I mean, when we start breaking this down, I always tell people this all the time. Like, the core fundamentals are there. It's just, you have a lot of people that misrepresent these faiths by getting away from them. In all three, So like, I'm glad that we're having this conversation, this discourse, to show that we can coexist. And although we may believe, when it comes to the nuances, different things, we still have faith. In God.
Yeah. Can I ask you, so one of the main things that we believe in Christianity is salvation, right? So for those of you who don't know, salvation for us, right, is believing that the Son of God, Jesus, died, right? And he resurrected, right? And through that, through the crucifixion, through him getting buried and through him resurrecting, he's covered all of our sins, right? That by us saying that and believing it wholeheartedly, that we're children of God, so we don't have that sin, right? So I'm curious, in Islam, how do you get saved? Is that even a concept, or?
Yeah, so when you take your shahada, that's ultimately when you become saved. And
What's a shahada?
So you bear witness that there's one God and Muhammad is his last prophet.
Okay, but you're verbally saying that?
Yes, you're verbally saying that.
So much like we verbally say that God died and he rose from the dead, you guys are verbally saying that.
It's almost like a baptism, so to speak.
Wow.
It's almost similar. Once somebody bears witness that there is only one God and that they acknowledge Muhammad as his last prophet and they acknowledge the book and they follow the 5 pillars of Islam, they're recreating their whole entire life. Now, let me put a disclaimer out here. Let me put a disclaimer out here. I am not an Islamic scholar. You know, people will have some talking points that they want to insert that I may not be privy to.
Yeah, they might look at someone that is not a scholar and think that we're like scholars. That's obviously not what we're here to do. We're simply showing that to people that I believe that Christianity is, again, the way, the truth, and life, and you believe in Islam, that we don't have to be divided because of this. We can actually have a conversation about this and not want to fight Aaron. I think he'd beat me in a fight.
No, not a professional wrestler.
Yeah, that's right. If I 619 him and Rey Mysterio, I'd probably win. But that's really cool because there's not a lot that we see in our world and our culture that this can actually happen. And so thank you. How much did that faith impact you in these moments of hardship?
Bro, I done been through crazy rock bottoms. Bro, rock bottoms I could think of probably 3 main rock bottoms in my lifetime.
What was the biggest rock bottom you've ever experienced, and how has faith pulled you out of that?
Dude, I would say becoming sober. So I got like 9 years sober. That was like a pivotal moment in my life, bro. Like I had went to you want to talk about loss of faith. I mean, this world can become devilish. You hang out with the wrong people, you know, you go to the wrong places, you do the wrong things.
It's drifting.
You know, you drink it. Yeah, just totally drifting away. And man, I just got up and looked in the mirror and I realized like I wasn't what my grandmother wanted me to be. I wasn't what my dad wanted me to be. I wasn't what I wanted myself to be. Like I had reached like so low that I damn near couldn't even look at myself in the mirror. Like it was like, damn, like, how did I get here? How did I have this high ambition and get here? How did I have these good intentions for my life and get here? How did I work so hard? How did I become this old? How did I do, you know, all of these things with like wanting to yield like a certain result that I just wasn't getting? And it came down to like just my daily practices. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's like changing that one thing, taking that away. Like now I don't have nothing in common with you people. Now I don't have to go here. Like I never really felt cool going here anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's so
now,
good.
You know what I'm saying? Now like it's like, you know, what do I do with my time? Like, you know, might as well hit the gym. Boom. And then it led me back to the reading. Looking back at those patterns and trends, it's like, you know, what could really like change my life? Changing that one thing with the drinking, then it came to the fitness, then from the fitness to the reading, and then all of that just poured in energy into my business, and it compounded into me building a business, empowering people, and being able to sell it and relocate to a different place. Like shit, I mean, even travel the world, shit that I wouldn't even think is possible.
So cool.
You know what I'm saying?
And that started with faith. Cool. I have one question for you.
Oh, ask me what's up.
If there is someone struggling with addiction today, listening to this podcast, what would you want to say to that person that's struggling?
No matter where you go, there you are. No matter where you go, there you are.
Okay.
Most of us have addictions because we dealt with some trauma. We got some PTSD or we got some addictive personality. So that trauma, it's like we're trying to get away from it. That anxiety, we're trying to get away from it. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever it is that happened in our life, we're trying to get away from it, right? And it's like once you like pour yourself into like addiction, drugs, or whatever it is, like you still are you. You still haven't done the work. So you have to like, if you're the person that has done something to somebody, forgive yourself. If somebody's done something to you, you know, you got to understand it's not your fault. Because like, no matter where you go, like no matter what drug you do, you know, you do the heroin, you do the weed, you do the this, you do the that, you're still gonna have that same issue. Like, you still, no matter where you go, you know what I'm saying? You go, you know, this side of the country, that side of the country, you're still gonna be the same person. You gotta fix like who you are first.
That's so good, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. You look my ears. 2, 3, 4, 7. Yeah.
Last question, man. I'm just curious. So for anyone that is, you know, spiritually curious, that's watching, that might not know what they believe in, what would you say to that person that might be just on the edge of knowing that something more is out there? What would you say to that person? They want to believe. They want to believe in something more.
I would say do your research. You know, read the holy books, use discernment. I'm real big on not throwing out the baby with the bathwater. You know what I'm saying? Like, finding what works best for you and sticking to it and practicing it. You know, give it a fair shot. Read the books, you know, get immersed in the community, live the lifestyle. I mean, religion is a lifestyle. Faith is what we believe, but the religion is like what we do every day. So yeah, just embrace it. I mean, that's a lot. I know that's a lot. But I would say first thing is do your research, read the holy books, learn, and man, get involved with a community that's very supportive, and man, a good religious leader that can hold you accountable, and man, keep the faith in your heart. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's probably what's most important, man. Here, then here.
It's awesome, man.
Yeah, thank you for the workout. Thank you, man. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah, guys working out in the rain.
Oh, it's awesome. That was fun, man. You killed it.
Oh, man.